But not only that, but we're not gonna let this go untold. 10 championships, 10, not 1, 2. I'm talking about.
And I seen him coaching. I seen how he had the players and all that, and they won it. And I'm like, he won the championship. So then they moved it to another place, the hangar. Nike built a gym, and they had it over there. And he won it. And so then it made its way on over to Trade Tech. And we're going in the 3rd year, and I'm telling you, you can't do it again, man. You know, it's going to be hard to pull this one off. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he needs to hear. You a hater and all that. And he won it. So then it comes to the 4th year. And I'm telling you, there's no way possible you're going to do this. And he won it. So then I come around this time, I said, no way you win it 5. He said, save it, Frosty. I'm headed to the Drew. So he heads over to the Drew League now. And he gets over to the Drew League. And I'm like, now this ain't no college, Wally. You're going to be out your league here. You're going to just sit and wait a while, man. You might get up in there. He won it. So then I tell him, okay, that was beginner's luck. You know what I'm saying? That's beginner's luck. You ain't going to do no 2 over here, buddy. Forget about that, you hater, Frosty. He won it. So then the next year comes. Here he comes again. I say, Wally, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. See, that's unheard of. Nobody's never done that. He won it.
Knows the Drew League, just what he do. First year out for me, I got the victory. We won it. It was exciting, incredible to me. But
yeah, this one here is the most. This championship meant so much to me because they had 4 or 5 lottery picks on their team. The team with J.R. Smith and John Walls in the backcourt. I got Bobby Brown and Marcus in the backcourt. But those guys play so well together. Scott Cully played big, Bobo played big, Lurch played big, the Hamiltons played big. It's just an incredible feeling once you got guys together that can play together. Those guys have been playing together for years. And this one here was the most beautiful championship. And shout out to Kelly. You know, man, Kelly did some beautiful things for 3 years in a row. Marcus didn't play with us this year. Lurch didn't play with us. Jordan Hamilton didn't play with us. Isaac Hamilton didn't play with us. Scott Cutley went back overseas. So we had like 2 or 3 guys from the original LA Unified. And let me clarify LA Unified and shout out to Van Davis because he said it so well. LA Unified is all of Los Angeles, all players up under that one umbrella. It's not a certain amount of guys. So when you hear the return of LA Unified or the unification, it's LA. And if you can see in this championship that Coach so brilliantly put together, you can see we only had 3 guys from the original 3-peat. But those guys are so gifted and so talented, and they came together and they got right on board, and here we is now doing this interview right here. I'm just happy to know that I can be a part of something that's beautiful, especially in the community. And shout out to Dino with the Drew League. It was the most anticipated league this year. This was the toughest year yet. It's hard to win the Drew League. It's hard to win the Drew League. You just don't win the Drew League. You think you don't believe me? Ask Baron Davis. He had 45 points to get us. Next day he didn't do so well, but he didn't make it to the championship. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to win. You got Drummer, Stanley Johnson. Those guys was in the Drew League trying to win it. Came up short. Who on
LAU? I remember when Baron wanted to start LAU. I think it started with Baron and LB and pulling those guys off, so he had some input bottoms on the LAU. But yeah, LAU is Wally. That's Wally. I like this one. I'll be a part of it. I watched him play in the championship a few years, but like I said, I was a head coach, did a good job, but without this dude here mentoring me through this whole situation, because it was all new to me, it wouldn't have happened. And for the rest of the team, man, like I said, it was Catino Mobley helped out. He had a big voice in the huddles. He gave us some of his experience. So, like I said, Wally said it's going to be a group effort. When you're trying to win a championship or anything, you have to have a group. You got to have voices. You got to have opinions. You got to be able to delegate and work together to get to this level. And that was a tough victory, a tough road. Granted, we had some great pieces to get to that road, but it still had to be put together.
Let me piggyback on something what a lot of people don't know. In 2000, Dart gave me a team. It was the Say No Classic. Say No was a Division I college program with Division I players in it. Not only was it Division I, it was Pac-10 before it became Pac-12. So you had UCLA, USC, Stanford, Oregon State, California. Whoever wanted to play in it, played in it. It was 14 teams in Pomona, 14 teams in LA, down to the last one. I had the pleasure in coaching Tony Bland. We won back-to-back championships. That's 2. I had the pleasure of coaching Derek Williams, the #2 pick in the draft. Jordan Hamilton, Keon Bell was incredible out of Pepperdine. Jason McKinney. Just a lot of hosted guys that was just brilliant through the whole thing. I won that 4 straight years. That's what made me retire. I won it 4. So I got 6 titles in Division I. I remember a little guy, DeMar DeRozan, played against me. He beat me, but he didn't win the championship. I won the championship that year. So I won 4 championships before I made it to the Drew. And it's funny because when I went to the Drew League, and I sat in that meeting, before I got to that meeting, shout out to Marcus. Marcus told me, he said, yeah, I got a call from Marcus. He said, Wally, won't you come help me out? I got a team in Drew. Can you come help me? Man, I felt honored. Yeah. I said, well, here it is. I'm got all these titles. He must say, hey, man, Wally know what he's talking about. So I went over there, and I went to the meeting, and shout out to Coach Tiny. Tiny told me, he said, Wally, I'm just letting you know, all them championships you winning in the college, this had nothing to do with the Drew League. I've been here 10 years. I ain't won one. I say, what that got to do with me? Can I play? Dino said, yeah, you can play. And the rest is history. I won 4 out of 6 years, and Tiny still ain't got him one yet. And I understand that. I understand that very clearly.
The last thing I want to say is it was so fun. This is my boy. He get mad at me every now and then, but at the beginning, LB, of course, told me Dark, you coach LAU. So when I showed up at the meeting at Washington Park, boy, you should have seen me. Look, I wish we could have viewed the look on Wally's face. He couldn't believe that I was in there on LAU. So he's like, Coach, what's going on? You know, he's been at LAU all these years. But what I want to say is all you guys that think that Wally just came on LAU, he jumped on the LAU. He was with the closers, coaching the closers. But
the high school team.
Yeah, but at the meeting, at the beginning, before we played one game as LAU, he told me to go get LB on the phone. I'm LAU. I mean, he's never left LAU. So he didn't just come on. He pushed me. I'm LAU. So don't think he just came on. Although he was coaching another team, he came on prior to the team that we put together. Before we played one game at that meeting, I had to sneak out of there. He was so mad because he was always LAU.
I didn't even know LAU was coming back when I see, but it didn't even matter. I just wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to be a part of a dynasty that was so beautiful that I was a part of it. And the beautiful thing about it, they embraced me. It wasn't nothing. I didn't understand that. I was like, hey, you didn't give me a call. So I got on in there, Coach dropped his guards, let me do what I do, and here we is right here doing this interview. LAU, baby, for real all day. Yep. What I love about Dino is a family guy. Dino, he's never, to me, been biased. He's always had his heart open to anybody, the community, the kids, the program, and he's fair. If you go to Dino one-on-one, and you have some concern, he gonna make the most fair decision that you can make. And that's what's good for me when it comes to a commissioner. That's why I was able to, some things I didn't understand, I go over to the park, unannounced. I go, Dino, he said, Wally, what you doing? I got a question for you. You know, and Dino, he smooths it out for me and let me know. And then I was able to grasp and understand, because I'm a competitor. Things I feel that's good or bad or something, and I asked, one thing I give him credit for, he was always smooth, he always told the truth, and he always was a man of his word. Shout out to Dino.
This is what it's all about. I like the interview, but this was my man really helped me out. So that's right. Appreciate it, Coach. Yep.
All right, thank you very much. Peace out. Not only that, but we're not going to let this go untold. 10 championships. 10, not 1, 2. I'm talking about